To provide threat detection and response capabilities, a CISO typically needs to deploy many tools to secure enterprise infrastructure, like an enterprise firewall. Enterprise firewalls control what traffic is allowed to traverse from one network to another. For example, from the internet to your internal network, where corporate applications live. At the most basic level, firewalls can block traffic intended for particular IP addresses or server ports. And an intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection systems monitor network traffic for suspicious activity and issue alerts when such activities are discovered, as well as a security information and event management system, or SIEM. SIEMs support threat detection and security incident response through the real-time collection and historical analysis of security events from a wide variety of event and contextual data sources. The job of a CISO and security teams is difficult, even if they have all these tools in place, because they don't integrate with each other. When there's a security breach, an analyst has to perform triage, chasing all relevant pieces of information across the entire infrastructure. This could take days to understand what's going on, and ultimately perform remediations. Ansible Security Automation is a Red Hat initiative to facilitate the integration of a wide range of security solutions through a common and open automation language, Ansible. Ansible Security Automation is designed to help security analysts investigate and remediate security incidents faster. In the following demo, we'll see how Ansible Security Automation integrates 3 different security products: an enterprise firewall, an IDS, and a SIEM. Anna is a security operator in charge of the enterprise firewalls in a large end-user organization. She just found that a policy enforced by a Checkpoint next-generation firewall protecting a line of business application has been repeatedly violated. At this point, Anna should start an investigation to assess if the rule violation is the outcome of an attack. The best way to investigate would be correlating the firewall logs with logs generated by other security solutions deployed in her corporate network. However, in many enterprise environments, security solutions are not integrated with each other, and in large organizations, different teams are in charge of different aspects of IT security with few processes in common. In our scenario, the typical way for Anna to escalate and start her investigation would be to contact the security analysis team, manually sending them the firewall logs she used to identify the rule violation. The security analysis team in Anna's organization uses Splunk Enterprise Security to consolidate and analyze the logs generated by the many solutions deployed in their company. To contact the security analysis team, Anna would have to send an email or open a support ticket and then wait for the reply. This operation could take hours or even days. Ansible Security Automation allows security organizations to create pre-approved automation workflows called playbooks that can be maintained centrally and shared across different teams. With this Ansible playbook, every time Anna is in a threat hunting situation, she can automatically configure the enterprise firewall to send its events and logs to the corporate Splunk instance that security analysts use to correlate the data, and then decide how to proceed with a potential threat. In this example, the playbooks are launched manually by the security operator. You have many different ways to run them automatically from the firewall system. The Ansible playbook that Anna launched is now reconfiguring Checkpoint to send its logs to the SIEM. As you can see, now Checkpoint is sending all its logs to the corporate SIEM, which, in this example, is Splunk Enterprise Security. Nora is a security analyst using Splunk Enterprise Security to identify and investigate potential threats. Before Anna executed the playbook, her system wasn't receiving any sort of information from corporate firewalls. Immediately after, without any further intervention by the security operators, Checkpoint logs start to appear in the dashboard that Nora is using. Thanks to the information contained in these logs, Nora identifies the source IP address as part of the company pool that should be allowed to access that application. To decide if this violation is a false positive, though, Nora needs to make sure that the source host is not performing an attack after being compromised. To do that, she needs to access the logs generated by the corporate IDS. And she also decides to check for a specific attack pattern that could be compatible with the violation on the firewall. In a typical situation, accessing IDS logs would require another interaction with the security operators in charge of that IDS. Asking for a new rule, specific for a single investigation, could be even more complicated. But Nora can launch 2 Ansible playbooks seamlessly from her Splunk dashboard to achieve the same goal in seconds rather than hours or days. Under the hood, Ansible Security Automation is now reconfiguring the IDS, which in this case is the open source version of Snort, to send its logs to the SIEM, and implement a new rule which will check if the violation is a denial of service or DOS attack. Moments after the playbook has been executed, Nora starts to see the data coming from Snort in her SIEM dashboard. Nora can determine that the host is not performing an attack and finally confirm that the firewall policy violation is a false positive, probably caused by a misconfiguration of the whitelist group for that application. Instead of starting yet another manual interaction with the firewall team to have the source IP whitelisted, Nora can simply launch another Ansible playbook from her Splunk dashboard to achieve the same goal in seconds. Again, under the hood, Ansible Security Automation is now operating on Check Point's next-generation firewall policies to whitelist the source IP address. This new policy is seamlessly implemented across the corporate firewalls, and, as a final step, Nora can run one last Ansible playbook to roll back all the checkpoint and snort configurations back to their pre-investigation state, reducing resource consumption and the analysis workload for her and her fellow security analysts.